Jumbo, fellow adventurers, happy Monday. Mike Dooley here for a spiritual tune-up. Thank you for posting your questions down below on Facebook and on Instagram. That's where I get my talking points. So if you post today, maybe I'll answer your question later this week. A lot of great engagement last week. Thank you so much for all of the interactions and for the amazing amount of great questions that came in. Here's one that I have seen in a variety of nature, in a variety of ways, kind of asking the same question. Like, hey, if I am one with the divine and there's just only beauty everywhere, why would I ever come here to have to find my way through self-imposed doubts and limiting beliefs and all of that stuff? In essence, the question I'm answering today, why do we come back if we were already one with the divine? Several things to take into account right now. There's the presumption that by coming here, we're leaving the divine. By stepping into the illusions, we're no longer in heaven. As I've shared so many times, this is all happening inside the mind of God. And as I laid out in my little book, Lost in Space, later published as an adventurer's guide to the jungles of time and space, divine intelligence never stops growing and yearning and expanding and developing. It never stops. It is perpetually on this trajectory of more. Why more? Because it's all about love, more glory, more everything. And so at some point, trying to put words to this incredible equation, divine intelligence created worlds within itself that gave the appearance of here, not there, have or have not, later, now, future, past, present. All of these things are lies, but it makes possible adventures that had never been imagined by the mind of God. To all of a sudden fleetingly forget that you're everywhere always at once. To fleetingly forget that you're at all times in existence in multidimensional forms, in parallel realities on other planets and in realms where there's not time and space. And then to experience love from there, to experience your own creativity there. Remember, just because you don't remember that you're one with the divine, just because you don't remember that you're bathed in love, that love is the glue of reality, just because you can't see your friends doesn't mean ever that you're not one, that you're not bathed in love, and that you're not surrounded by friends and laughter with purpose and meaning. Also consider that these adventures into the jungles of time and space are so brief. They're so fleeting. And no matter what happens here, it makes us more when we go to the other side. Stub your toe, fall down, broken heart, it's just illusions. It's just like a nighttime dream. Whereas the other side of the equation is going from the darkness into the light. Do you realize that alone almost explains the nature of reality in the jungles of time and space? There's no such thing as darkness unless you have these illusions. And some people would say, well, why would I ever care about darkness? Because moving from darkness to the light is even more cool than just being in the light all the time. Especially when you realize that the darkness wasn't real, it was your imagination, and that you were there basking in the light that you thought was dark. So all of a sudden, these games are made possible. And as this book I was reading, I was telling you about last week, The Return of the Bird Tribe, and as Seth says, and my own books say, it's as if divine intelligence created these unbelievably cool worlds of physical matter where suddenly there was space and time and density, all the illusions, the dimensional illusions that we know of, and was on the outside looking in. It's like, wow, look at these galaxies, look at these planets, look at that lush ocean, look at that fabulous desert. And now we are divine intelligence waking up inside of those dreams. Why? Because we could. Why? Because it's safe. Why? Because it's fun. Why? Because we could fall in love. Why? Because we could move from the darkness into the light. Now, when you're in the darkness, as I've shared before, it seems like it's always been dark. It's dark right now. It'll always be dark. And I'm alone and I don't like it. And you characterize all eternity in that moment, in that blink. But that's part of the hook. That's part of the trick. Realize it's a blink and realize you can change how you feel with affirmations, creative visualization. Your thoughts become things in these sacred jungles. And so as this book was saying so succinctly, really a mind blower, the return of the bird tribes, return of the bird tribes. It's that we are now God come alive in matter. We are God alive in matter. And taking that big leap and not being kind of injected there. Like in a nighttime dream, you can inject yourself into, weird choice of words, into Madison Square Gardens or on a jumbo jet or sailing across the Pacific. You know, you can just be there. Boom. All of a sudden, all the props are there. The people are there. Memories are inserted. You can have an adventure. In these sacred jungles of time and space, there's a continuum. There's momentum. There's this soup of 7 billion co-creators. Okay, so now you can't just break the rules. And if you're a divine intelligence and you want to be in there, the only way to really experience it is if you are conceived of by mortals, which are pure God beings, through a biology, and now you can come alive in it. Well, in the throes of our fascination of waking up into the illusions, we forget that we're creating them on the fly, that we're adding our juice and energy to the other co-creators that are then alive. And so we start reacting to them, and the skies turn cloudy, and our heart gets broken because we're reacting to the world instead of realizing that we are creating it on the fly. This is what happens in the beginning of the biological arc in the evolution of consciousness. But then we have the wherewithal to use our brain fully. Everybody knows we're not using it fully, to connect with our spirit selves, or call it the mind of God, while we are still here. And in this great experiment, as it's playing out on planet Earth, and God knows it's played itself out in other realms and other planets, and they're in many cases much further along than we are. Maybe they've reached the epitome, and that is full self-realization inside your biological body. So while you are 100% biologically human, which is pure divinity anyway, you are totally aware on a streaming level that you are God Almighty and that everything is of you, by you, for you. You see yourself in the tree out there and the bird that flies over. You see yourself in other people. You see the oneness in all. That is self-realization. That is the moment of total enlightenment, awakening the Christ consciousness within. Many of you have shared with me you don't like me using the word Christ or even the word God. But hey, sometimes there's just no other better word for it. And I'm not toting a Bible or anything like that. You know me by now. So to have this game play out where we ultimately get through the evolution of consciousness and incarnation after incarnation of love and discovery and power, this illumination, the world will not even be recognizable to us now in the Stone Age. We are living in the Stone Age right now. But when we get there, and there are those who are there right now, if you will, time is happening simultaneously, the future already exists, they pay great homage and alms to the pioneers who went into the darkness, which was really going into the light, but thinking it was dark, making possible the ultimate evolution of God's mind inside of the illusions, whereupon they were able to perform miracles, they were able to walk on water, they were able to be happy and enjoy and explore and expand the entire cosmos until they've been there, done that, and they move on to the next great idea that God may have. So you got to put it all in context to answer a question like that. Thanks for letting me have the opportunity to do that. This was a long one this morning, but it was a great question that many have echoed in the past. Post your questions below. I've got some really amazing, exciting news right now. Oh my gosh. We at Tut are launching the 21-day writer's journey. Writing journey. The 21-day writing journey. I'm a writer. One of my teammates is a writer, Hope Koppelman. We've teamed up to put this thing together. We're going to do this 21-day challenge, if you will, from two different perspectives. Writing as self-discovery, a form of self-realization, and writing to achieve a purpose, to bring enlightenment, to make a living, to write a book that people may love. We're going to talk about the journey of writing. And it starts September 1. There's only this 2-week window to sign up. You pick the price. Okay, it's $29, $39, or $49. Whatever you pick, everyone gets the same course. We're doing the variable pricing again because we know we're in strange, awkward times right now with the virus and social distancing, and the whole world is being reinvented. I believe that this writing journey will help you reinvent yourself and prepare yourself for the best of your life. So join me, join Hope. I did not have time to get the link in here live, but within 5 minutes of me shutting down this live broadcast, under the description of the video in Facebook and in my biography at Instagram, it's already there. You can click the link to join the 21-day writing journey. So please, this is going to be a one-of-a-kind thing. Let us hold your hands. Let us have a really good time. Let us knock on some inner doors and bring on some self-realization. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, everybody, for this opportunity, and have an amazing week, the best of your life so far. Bye, Susan, Alexandra, David, brother, Winnie on Instagram, Jean, the animal Reiki lady in the house. Love you all. Thanks for everything. Tally ho.